This situation I ran into a lot. Then they usually always make me seem like the bad guy in the end of our friendships and take no accountability. At least I always am honest with them and don't try to date a friend behind their back. But yeah, eventually both or all three will block me or stop hanging out doing fun things like we used to before the drama. One thing though is that they always come back. Actually, every guy I have dated or hung out with has come back to me, but my last ex physically. Although his soul bothers me the most, LOL. But I think that these friend groups just need to communicate better to each other for sure. Also, I don't know what this is about. I don't know what this is about, but most guys I have dated or been in friends with benefits relationships with even just have been either physically abusive or way too mentally and verbally abusive. Like, why be with me or constantly stalk me or hit me up if you can't treat me how I deserve to be treated? I wasn't out here cheating or being disrespectful or doing weird things to you that I deserve to get yelled at or physically hurt. That if anything, it was them. So it would have been more fair if I did it to them. But even then, I never did. All of my exes cheated on me, and I caught all of them except my last ex with physical and spiritual proof. Usually I would dream of my exes when they cheated, and then the universe would start to show me the physical proof too. My last ex, I never caught him cheating. It was just dreams that you had. But I had so many dreams of him doing it. I'm bisexual though, and they all knew that. They all knew, so they could have just brought in a girl for both of us if it was just sex like they all claimed. Even if they were bi and wanted to bring a guy for us, fuck it, let me pick both, and we have to make sure for both of us we keep it sexual, no poly relationship. Lastly, I know that for a fact I took better care of them, protected them more, loved my exes more than they loved me, did more cleaning and equal cooking, and pleased them better. So the only good reason for them to cheat was so that they could find another girl to possibly be with after I broke up with them, and for me to find out so I can finally leave, which ended happening every time besides my last ex who accidentally almost got me killed, and that's why I had to break up with him. Seems like a valuable reason. Okay, yeah. So now I will never be with a man who doesn't love himself, who doesn't love the universe and all it in, no matter the BS of others to put us through. And most importantly, I won't ever be with a woman or man that can't love me just as much or more than I am loving them.
And that was also the question that I did last. That's why I had the most errors.
That was, wait a second, that was one question?
That was one answer.
One answer.
That's one answer.
That was one chapter to her book.
And I didn't even go into detail, really.
Should we do, maybe we can do...
No, don't do the other ones. That's enough. That's enough.
Did you say in there that every relationship you've ever been in with a man was abusive?
Yeah.
I guess
we gotta change your picker.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, we gotta change your picker.
I'm just like, that's why I've been single for so long. I definitely was always...
Maybe your psychic powers aren't as strong as you think they are.
No, it's like...
But it's not at her will,
I think it was me also trying to break karma relationships that I had in past life. So I think that's why I had to go through these or break through them, but it hasn't been easy.
I think you lose me at the past life stuff. I don't think I totally understand what you mean.
I know, that's why it's hard, because most people either
do you think
they don't remember or they didn't have any. Either they didn't have one or they don't remember, so it's hard.
Did we meet in the past life, you and me?
Deep questions.
I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say yes, but I don't know. I'll find out eventually.
I feel like we met during like the Holy Roman Empire.
You think so?
Yeah.
You actually kind
Golden
of look
Age.
like... You could... No, I'm just kidding. No. Like,
I'll know. Like, you know, before like German unification, like before like the German state, like there's all these like different vassal states and stuff, like the Holy Roman Empire. Like, I feel like that's when we kicked it.
Maybe.
Like
You're the psychic.
Yeah, we were both like peasants and shit, living in the fields.
In the Roman, maybe.
Wait, wasn't
Holy Roman Empire, not the Roman Empire. That's different.
What BC or what? Yeah.
No, it was like what, the 1600s. My dates are.
Oh, you're talking about Roman
my
or German?
My dates are iffy.
Oh, German.
Well, you have like the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
That's old. Like maybe we also did some shit Byzantine Empire, like I'm pretty sure
We may
I fucked you
have.
in the Byzantine. Like in the Byzantine Empire, like we were definitely smashing. But like I met you in a brothel, so that didn't count.
Oh my god.
I was a soldier
Roasted.
for Italia.
This is a past life, right?
Nah, you just make it up.
this life.
Yeah. Byzantine.
I just want to.
track anymore.
Yeah, but like also Mesopotamia, like we definitely like shit went down though.
The OG.
We may have met, but like honestly, I wouldn't know until
Until what? Soul tie?
my soul tells me or shows me. When
No, I
when
swear to-
when we're ready,
I
if we actually did,
I'm telling you,
or
bro.
it shows me in a dream.
We definitely kicked it in Mesopotamia. And also somehow, what was
We have
Mexico?
a little bit of a spiritual connection. I just don't know what
Definitely,
it is yet.
I'm with you. But like, what was Mexico City called before it was? It was like Quetzal, like the Aztecs, son. You're Mexican, you know this.
No, well, no, let's not go there.
You don't.
You
You
said
don't.
Mexican sun?
Huh? Son.
Sun.
Aztecs.
Yeah.
The Mayans, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I met someone
I was
that helped
Latino
Make, I
in a
met
past
someone
life.
that helped make the Mayan calendar in this
No,
life.
I was Aztec and Mayan. What?
I did meet someone that in a past life they helped make the Mayan calendar.
How do
I
you
met
know
I
that?
met them too.
So what happens is if you do if you do awaken and you're and you did have a past life, and if you actively, physically, and your soul want to know, your soul will start to tell you, show you, and make it known.
All right.
But also some people, there's some children that are born with past life memories, and some children that come to adults now that didn't forget these past life memories, but that's way more rare. I feel like that's super rare. That didn't happen to
rare.
me personally. But
Super rare.
there's some like little kids that will be like, "Oh yeah, I was a pirate. I was a pirate on a ship in the sea," and she started talking like how she did back then.
That's yeah. What? Wait. What
Sounds
about
like
the
a dream,
pirate?
but-
What?
Because energy cannot be destroyed; it could just be shifted. So that's
Yes,
why.
I agree.
Yeah,
That's true.
this happens.
That's true. We have a few more things for you, but Emily, do you? Instead of me like reading out the notes, do you want to like bullet point a couple of them that you think are most important for you?
I can.
Okay.
I don't have my phone with me.
Oh, do you recall like?
I
any of
guess
the
off the
notes?
top
Yeah,
of my
off
head,
The top.
I feel like we
Off the
talked
dome.
about a lot. I feel like
Off the
there were.
dome.
I don't think there's any like. Or any of you were stripping. Nobody on here I think does OF or anything.
I'd strip. Just kidding.
Nice.
Bad joke.
You're a 6 now for sure for that.
Thank you.
I don't know. I think pair bonding
Dirk.
comes up a lot in this show. I've been watching this show for like 3 years. And yeah, I love you guys. I think you're doing
Thank
a
you.
good thing.
Thank you.
But so it,
Pretty chill.
like
huh?
I'm super disagreeable, and most of my things are.
You wanted to talk to a strumpet? an
I
OF
really
strumpet?
that
I mean,
chick
she
you
does.
kicked off
She
the
does. You do
show.
OF, right, Felicity?
No.
I know.
Oh, but you got a-
thought maybe.
what
huh?
you got?
Fanfics. It's not the same.
What's
Oh.
that?
Oh, my bad. I got. Oh, but fanfics, isn't it kind of like OF? No, oh, okay. Then I had the wrong
It's
read.
like
then.
reading.
I don't know. It's tough to go from Lily Phillips last week to this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was.
But you have an OF?
I used to.
Nice.
I've sold some feet pics,
How much?
like 3.
Bailey, have you ever sold feet pics?
Nope.
Have you
Oh,
ever,
me?
ever had a sugar daddy?
Nope.
How
Alina?
much did you get for your
Feet
feet
pics?
photos?
no, I know that's what I'm wondering.
Bailey, how much do you sell your feet pics for?
No, it was Ariel.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No, but if you were, like, if you.
I don't know. What's the average going price?
I don't know, Ariel.
Dude, it was like some guy that messaged me on like I think it was like
$20?
Instagram or Twitter, and he was
Are
like
they
$50 for a foot pic, and I was like 18, and I was
Shut
like, yeah, yeah, you can get a fucking picture.
Wait, how much?
$50.
It was like $50 for like
Would you sell feet pics for any amount of money
Feetfinders.com.
while in a relationship or single? I guess.
I mean, I would talk to him first.
Roast
If someone's willing to
session.
offer
Okay,
$1 million,
right.
send them his
Tyler.
feet pictures.
so you don't have anything like morally against it, as long as like it doesn't interfere with your current relationship.
it's interesting. I think because you know where it's
You know what
coming
he's
from.
doing, yeah.
You know
So
what
you're
it
like
is? So it's
fulfilling
like-
that sexual desire,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then you're
it's a-
complicit
it's-
in that.
I don't care.
Okay, if you were single,
Well, I've never done it. No.
would you do it if you were single?
$20
When I
roast.
was
He's
single, I
under
never did
feet
any of
guy
that. No.
on my Snapchat.
Well, but if
so
like if some guy
technically-
reached out to you, like some guy
Oh, I
reached out to
have.
you.
I've had guys.
Oh, okay,
course.
okay.
course, yeah.
Just
I
never
love that
did
for
it.
you.
No, I've never done it.
Very respectable.
Actually, here's something. I had a guy.
Also, I don't normally read.
Actually, that reminds me. I had a guy. He kept reaching out, offering to sell to buy my feet photos. And then when he was in the hospital, he goes, "You can use this money to help pay for his medical bills."
God. He's trying to help you out. He's trying to provide.
He's trying to help.
And I was
Real
like, at that moment,
traditional
I was like, would I do it for his medical bills? And I was like,
Really tested your morals there.
All right, guys, we're going to do a roast session, $20 roast for the TTS. There's going to be a brief pause while we get through, I guess, some of the things. Here, I'm just going to let me look at if there's anything on Emily I can prompt you in. Let's see. You dropped out of university because of woke bullshit. When you were 16, you dated your manager at Chipotle, who was way older than you. That's a major yikes, but on his part.
She was, yes, major yikes on his part. But she was from, Micronesia. She was from Micronesia, and her whole family, like, it was a safety issue for me because her family was very violent, and she actually tried to kill somebody else that he tried to sleep with at some point.
Okay, so he had a kid, and you're talking about the baby mama.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that was a bad news bears, and everybody like called me a whore and like didn't do anything about it, even though that was technically illegal because of power difference.
What state were you in?
Here. I've been here my whole life.
California.
Yeah. No, it's not here. Sorry, Washington.
Yeah.
I forgot I'm in California.
Okay.
I'm in California right now. That's crazy.
Because I know, like, isn't it some states that like there's different ages?
Yes, in Washington it's 16, as with a few exceptions, and one of those includes there not being like a power differential, and that would include being someone's boss.
A manager at Chipotle?
Yeah, my first job.
I thought with power differentials it was like more so like professor or like therapist.
I mean,
those
are included. Those are
it's someone who has authority
included
over you. Like, you could lose your job potentially. So that person does have a say.
Yeah, he ended up getting.
But so in the law, it's like it does apply to like it would apply to the manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. You said, okay,
time.
body count matters. You say women have ridiculous standards today and think way too highly of themselves.
In general, yeah. I
Okay.
feel very passionately about that.
She feels very passionately about that. So, what are the like crazy? If you had to list off like through.
I mean, I think it's a lot of what we've already talked about. Like a lot of women that I've either spoken to or seen on podcasts and stuff want a traditional man but aren't traditional themselves, and they'll be like, oh, well, body count doesn't matter, but then they don't actually, like, it's just a lot of stupid arguments that don't actually have any evidence to back it up, and then the minute they're challenged on it, they whine and cry, and sometimes they'll rage quit or they'll start screaming, and I'm like, that in and of itself is a perfect example of, by the way, why we need to get rid of the Department of Education. That's right, no critical thinking skills. I saw that comment.
Go off,
Super
Queen.
based.
Go
super
off,
based,
Queen.
Yeah.
Based.
I mean, it's stuff like that. It's massive double standards, very little accountability overall, I feel like, for modern women. And I used to myself be that way, and I didn't even know it. And it was just reinforced by everybody around me. It took a lot of shit for me to get my shit together, and I'm glad I did, but now it's like I can't unsee it, man. It sucks.
Okay. We have our first roast of the night coming in here in just a moment from Michael Jones.
I knew the first one's going to be about me. Oh, what did he say?
Michael Jones donated $20. Astrology is fake. Share one. I bet you can't guess my sign based only on this sentence.
How's that? That's more so me being a psychic than astrology being fake. But you're probably a Leo or Capricorn or Scorpio. Hopefully it's one of those.
Do you genuinely believe you're a psychic?
Yeah. Just
Okay,
not
that's
like the traditional where like they give readings or they use cards. Me, I like try not to listen. So when I really get like an insight, I'm like, okay, it must be, because I really try to block it all out. Even if someone, never mind, I'm gonna stop there.
Do you kind of like, you're talking and you kind of like, you start questioning, like,
not questioning, it's just I don't want to say no, it's just like I don't want to this is why
I believe my own bullshit.
I believe everything. It's just like I don't want to say too much, because when I learn too much at one
mysterious.
time, my head starts to hurt, so I don't want
too.
to over
That's the neural pathways, man. The
I don't want to, I guess, overstimulate anybody by what I have to say, whether they believe it or not. I'm just trying not to say too much at one time. That's like,
I don't think you'll
You like to take it slow.
yeah.
Slow and steady is what I've heard.
Steady.
6 hours.
And I need to work on that
minutes.
because I told
Are you
him,
sure it's not just you that's overstimulated when you talk about this stuff?
No, it's definitely everybody when I talk. Actually, them more so than me.
Sorry.
It's me that's more like calm. But most people start freaking out, get abusive, or that's why I'm also scared to freestyle until people actually see who I am more, I guess.
We've
'Cause,
seen
like,
who you are. You should freestyle.
No.
Okay, good talk.
It does. You maybe, and you might not.
Look at that. She's opening up.
Although I think. Never mind. I think you know somewhat because you've said things and done things with your actions, even if physically you're not aware, your soul knows at least. So even
Knows
if you
what?
don't actually see me, you're.
I see you. I'm looking you deep in your own eyes. I see you. Emily, you said that the real gender pay gap is in dating, not the workforce.
Hell yeah,
is this similar to like arguments I've made? Or well, go ahead.
Yeah,
What's your
I
position?
mean, well, number one, the all the pay gap studies that have been done are all fucking skewed, and I'd like to think that that's common knowledge by now. Recently, I found that it's still not. That's unfortunate. Some again, critical thinking skills would be great here. It's like 1%, and even that, people can be like, oh, they're 1%, but it's like it comes back to the who's paying for more in a relationship. What do women tend to look for or find more attractive? And then I know you've talked about like even if you can see that there's a pay gap, it's driven by women's hypergamy, and I could concede to that, but the pay gap doesn't even exist to begin with.
Yeah.
But women have extremely high expectations, and then it's like the double standard thing that comes up. It's like, oh well, if my partner wants me to have a high body or a low body count, then he should have a low body count. And it's like, really, because you want a man who makes $200,000, and like, what do you make? Shit.
Here's the question: if she makes just as much,
I
is
think
she allowed
women
to ask
who
for that
make
now?
ask for what?
If she's requiring a certain amount of money because she makes that and she doesn't do it in a provocative way, no OnlyFans, no nothing, is she allowed to require that as an equal?
She's allowed to require whatever she wants. I'm just saying, again, that speaks to the hypergamy thing. It's like women tend to not want to be the breadwinners among their partners. They tend to respect men more when they make more than when the man makes more than them. God, my brain, bro.
Just if you can, just try not to bang on the table.
Sorry.
Here, I'm going to let a couple chats come through. We'll get a few more notes in from you. We have a bunch coming in. Andrew Wilson.
Andrew Wilson donated $20.
I'm not sure if it's him.
Imagine finding out your 16-year-old daughter is getting clapped by her 40-year-old Chipotle manager and they wonder why we don't want daughters.
No, yeah, that's actually, so it's crazy. So I have a history of SA, and I think that's at least partially where it comes from. It is, I really hope my parents aren't watching this. My dad actually asked me about it at some point when I was a teenager. I have a long history of like drug abuse and mental health issues, and I take full responsibility for that, and I also have made it my life goal to not be that way anymore. So.
I have a question for you. Is your boyfriend based?
Extremely. He wasn't when we first started dating.
I saw this TikTok recently. I feel like I'm doing you a solid, maybe the boyfriend a solid.
I don't even know if he's watching this.
You got a septum piercing.
I know. No, I know.
I think it's got to go.
You think so?
You're way too based to have a fucking septum piercing.
So it's funny you
Take
say
that shit out
I have
right now.
gauges too. I have gauges too.
Gauges are not as bad as the
Gauge
septum.
is not that
You
bad.
think so?
Oh,
Really?
by far.
Gauges are
Well,
like
you also- it's
punk.
not a nose piercing,
Gauges are
it's
kind of
septum.
punk music thing.
It's aggressive.
What
But
do we
like-
think?
Oh, you took it out?
No, I just shoved it
She
up.
flipped it up.
Honestly, I want this. This will be a huge moment in the whatever podcast if we get a girl to just drop the septum piercing.
Why is it the septum specifically?
It's just.
Is it just like
it's-
really cringy or something?
Aesthetically, I think it's bad, and then also it's kind of like. I mean, you're based, so it'd be a bigger W if we got a feminist to like not do the septum piercing anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I just took out one of my piercings for my partner. He said he's the type. It's like, oh, do whatever makes you happy. Also, I would prefer this, but I have to like drag out of him what he prefers. So I had another piercing. I took that one out, and I stopped gauging my ears because of him.
Okay, that's a step.
I mean, yeah, and that took me a while.
Take the septum.
I used to have an upper
Oh, that
frenulum
one?
Oh, yeah,
too.
that one.
I got
Listen.
a gum infection though, and never doing that again.
No, don't do that.
That was
Okay.
a bad time.
I think get rid of it though.